weeks or so ago, I said Deputy President William Samoei Ruto might be forced into submission by the handshake team. Events of the past few days would seem to confirm that I was right. That salvos will continue to hit him. He will continue to be attacked until he finally submits. To the handshake team, this will be an easier victory. I said that if you study the number of things that have happened to him, the attacks that now must be read together with the change of the currency, the demonetization of the 1,000 notes, which by statements from his own people, the Ndinyoros, the Osoros, by his own people's statement and almost admission, was aimed at him. The thinking that William Samoei Ruto has billions of loose cash stacked somewhere in a godown or in his house, so that when you change this currency, you kind of cripple Ruto. These attacks, beginning with attacks from people who had been close to him, his party leaders, people like David Murathe, subtle attack from the people like SG, Raphael Tuju, attacks from combative Secretary General Francis Atwoli, he of the Shenzi fame, attacks more recently from Nyanja, General Kayafa himself, read together with intimidation and harassment of his supporters, including withdrawal of security, attacks using the church, and a host of things are hurdles that have been placed in his way so that William Samoei Ruto will be forced into submission. And therefore, this current thing is one of those major attacks, if indeed it's true that he had kept his money so that he uses as he goes to church to donate, he uses to buy MPs as it is alleged, he uses to buy some maize, roast maize by the roadside and so on and so forth. If indeed he had money, and if indeed it is true the way we are being told, that one side had been warned, this move is coming, so quickly move to put your money in the banks and in dollars, so that the other side, the side of William Ruto, is caught unawares. This is just one of those attacks. But I keep saying this, and I'm repeating, that this will eventually force Ruto. Let me not be so firm. Let me say may eventually force Ruto into submission, because tough as he may be, and indeed William Ruto is tough, as is evidenced by his ability to jump over every hurdle erected in his way, to remove every obstacle, to remove all the boulders, all the huge stones, and drive on. Tough as he may be, he might have to remember what Eneke the bird said in Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. Eneke the bird said this, that because man has learned to shoot without missing, I have learned to fly without patching. So the question to William Samoei Ruto is this: will you fly forever? The guys you will have to patch once, even to fuel. I also borrow from what happened in the 70s or early 80s, I can't quite remember, when the Irish Republic Army, IRA, came very close to assassinating a British Prime Minister. As the British people were celebrating the luck, the Irish Republican Army chillingly reminded them of this, that you are lucky. But remember, you will have to be lucky every time. While on our part, we will need to be lucky only once. So it is this that pushes me to a near conviction that Ruto's enemies will continue hitting at him until they are lucky that one time. And in the event they are not lucky, it is what I call the nuclear option that could see him impeached or even sent to jail. When you say somebody sent to jail, he need not be guilty the way I said. Many of the people in Kenyan jails are not guilty or are there for very small offenses. The guilty are outside. The mega thieves are not in jail. Our police will talk of investigation even when something is so obvious as I saw yesterday on TV, where the MP of Game, people say alleged, but we saw him raining blows or slapping a gentleman. A state officer behaving in a manner like that, shaming the Game people, shaming the Kenyan people. Nancy Baraza did much less than that, but she lost her job. So this Game MP, the police are saying they are still trying to investigate. So when I say Ruto could be sent to jail, and I pray such a thing doesn't ever happen, because it will even shame the whole country. I know that innocent people in this country are in jail, while all the mega thieves and crooks are outside there. So this money thing, as I wind up, I cannot end this show or this talk without reminding Kenyans, money should not be everything. We have elevated money where it ought not to be. The love that people have for money in this country is responsible for much more damage than we know. Top public servants, people who have been entrusted with the responsibility of taking this country to the next level, spend all their working days either scheming to make money, working on projects of making money, or spending that money, investing it in Dubai, building these malls that now have no occupants, putting up residential apartments or flats, if you wish, so that money preoccupies all the people in whose hands the future of our children belong. Yet, as they love money so much, they don't even have time to stop and ask themselves, just how much money does an individual need? Just what will your grandchildren and your children do with all the money you are leaving behind? Will they love money in a primitive way, the way you love? As you accumulate acres and hectares of land, do you think your grandchildren will value this land? I know people whose children say they don't want anything to do with the property their fathers have. They just want to be professionals. I know of a nation friend who is a doctor, and I ask him, your father is a multi-billionaire. Why are you not in business? Say, what? I want to be a doctor. And there are many of our children and grandchildren who will not be excited about the land we are buying from stolen money, who will not be excited about the big buildings we have, who will just want to do their simple thing and enjoy it, who will just be an artist, a designer, and they will have nothing to do with your tens of acres of land. So as we look about this new currency, with all the issues surrounding it, and as I remind William Ruto that these people are coming after you, and this currency thing is just one of those things, and you'll have to be very lucky. You'll have to fly without patching. You'll have to be lucky all the time. As we pray for you, just remember, submission might be a better option.